Hey y'all, Halfmilesniper here. We're getting ready to do a little bit of work with the 6 Creedmoor again. And before we get started slinging rounds, I'm gonna enjoy me a little bit of Matt Hat Jerky Pinchiogram. Got my accuracy juice, got me some protein, and I'll tell you what we're gonna do when we come back from the intro. Y'all sit back, kick your feet up, enjoy the ride. What I'm going to be doing this morning is we're going to be testing out some possible loads for the PRS match. Up to now, I've been shooting at the matches strictly 35.3 grains of Varget and the 109 grain burger, and that's been working well. Problem is, I'm almost out of Varget. My local stores haven't had any, but I do have plenty of N560 and plenty of H4350 on hand. So this morning, I'd gone back and looked at the prior testing I'd done, and I loaded up 5 rounds. I have 5 rounds left over with the Varget. I loaded up 5 rounds with 38.2 grains of H4350 in well-worn alpha brass. They're probably on their maybe 3rd load now, maybe their 4th. Working on the 4th load. I loaded up 5 rounds with H4350 out of twice-fired Hornady brass, and I loaded up 5 rounds of 4350 with brand new Hornady brass. I want to see how those 3 loads shoot compared to the original Varget load. And then when I finish shooting today... Hey y'all, future me here, real quick. Anytime you hear me say we're coming up on 700 rounds on this rifle, ignore that. We're only at 500 rounds. I don't know where 700 came from, but it's what came out of my mouth. We'll have almost 700 rounds, so it'll be time to clean the rifle, scope the bore, see how we're looking, and get it prepped for the next match I can shoot. And real quick before we get started, for those new to the channel, this is my 6 Creedmoor. I put it together starting with the Solus action. Got a Solus barrel, eventually mounted it to the action, put that now barreled action into an MDT Oryx chassis. I changed the front panels on the Oryx chassis so I could mount some external weights. I have an EC tuner brake, which is currently dialed to 6, a Vortex Venom 5x25 scope, the MDT vertical grip, and a JKL bag rider, as well as the MDT ground pod, which some people don't like, but I'm liking this one, and not the bust chops on a buddy, but I get mine so tight it actually took 2 of us to break it loose. And that was because of the small locking knob. So same complaint, different, same reason for the complaint, different complaint. And then I have a bag stop from Anarchy Outdoors here to keep the bag from running into the magazine. On the port side, I'm running my Garmin on a cross mount that I got from Zero Fox Given, and that way there my Garmin is mounted directly to the rifle, and I don't have to worry about knocking it over or forgetting it if I'm using it. Okay, let me go run, get the target camera started, and we'll get this show on the road. Quick shot of accuracy juice and one more bit of housekeeping before we get started. We'll say it now so I don't forget later on. Check out my affiliate links in the pinned comment below. Okay, I've already got the chronograph set up. Target camera's already running. And we're going to start with a 5-round group of what I've been shooting, which is 35.3 grains of Varget, pushing the 109 grain burger hybrid. Now I haven't touched this rifle in a bit, and the parallax was still set for like a 1,000-yard shot from that last match. Okay, so I'm going to start on the left-hand dot, the one labeled 35.3 grains Varget, and I'm going to hold 12 o'clock on the dot. Am I? Oh, you know what? It's a really good thing I checked that because I didn't take my dope off. Okay, I'm going to hold 12 o'clock on the dot, left-hand dot. Yeah, gun's a little dirty. I felt that. Didn't close real smooth. $28.39.4. And maybe it's hitting just, oh. Yeah. I'm going to leave it set where it is right now. It looks like I'm hitting just left, and it's the wind dope. We're going to leave it there for this group. $28.26.6. $28.40.4. So I get for looking at the chronograph instead of watching where my hand was going. I missed that piece of brass. $28.34.4. $28.27.9. Yeah, bolt's a little gummy. Gun needs to be cleaned. That's okay, because when we finish today, we will be probably right about 700 rounds on the rifle. So that means it's time to clean the rifle and scope the bore. Give me a minute. Okay, full disclosure. I just hoofed it on downrange. Take a look at that group. Group looks pretty nice. Okay, 35.3 grains of Varget and the 109 grain burger gave me a 2833.8 average FPS for 5 shots. Extreme spread was 13.8. Standard deviation was 5.7. And it shot okay. Looks to me like all 5 rounds are touching. Now, one of the things I have to do is I got to take that wind dope off. And I'm going to give it, I'm thinking, I'm going to go up 4 clicks, just because I don't want to wipe out my aim points. Okay. So barrel's nice and cool. It's not bad. It's like 70 degrees right now. I do have my barrel cooler if I need to run it, but right now everything is nice and cool. So we're going to continue on with 5 shots of 38.2 grains of H4350, pushing the 109 grain burger hybrid, and this is going to be out of the like 3 or 4 times, I believe it's 4 times loaded alpha brass. This brass came to me, it was 6.5 alpha 6.5 Creedmoor brass. As once fired, I reformed it to 6 Creedmoor, and I'm on my 4th load. So, or is that my 3rd load? Whatever it is, it's 4 times, been loaded, this brass has been loaded 4 times. Okay, shot of accuracy juice, and here we go. This be the 2nd dot in from the left. We are 0 on our wind. We are up 4 clicks, and I'm going to hold 12 o'clock on that dot. $28.37.8. $28.39.7. Really? $28.40.9. $28.33.0. $28.52.5. Okay, so 38.2 grains, 843.50 out of 4 times reloaded alpha brass gave me a 5-shot average of 2840.8. Extreme spread of 19.6 and a standard deviation of 6.5. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to give the barrel a moment to cool, and I think I'll hump down and take a look at that. It looks okay from here, centered up nicely, and I'm above the dot where I want to be. And I want to go see what that group looks like, so be right back. Well. Once again, while letting the barrel cool, I hoofed it on downrange to take a look, because while it looked good in the scope, you really don't know until you get up there. And I know y'all have already seen it. That's another 5-shot group with 5 shots touching. And they're running right where I expect them to be running. I was hoping for 28, shooting for 2850. When I built these loads at 2850, it was a little bit hotter time of year. Or not when I built them, when I first tested them and said this is what I'm going to shoot. Now in the cooler months, I'm shooting just a little bit slower, but not bad at all. Now the big question is the Hornady brass going to hold it together as good as the alpha brass? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, so let's see, we had 28, 38 point something with the Varget load and a 5-shot group all touching. We had 2840.8 with the 4350 load out of alpha brass, all 5 touching. Now we're going to go to 38.2 grains of H4350 out of twice fired Hornady brass. And we're going to be shooting that on the 3rd dot. Keep your fingers crossed. Oh yeah, I'm glad I moved the scope up because that 3rd target is like that much above the target camera. So, come on, buddy. Don't do anything stupid. Don't jerk that trigger. Here we go. $28.06.1. Now, is that the brass or did I do a poor charge? We'll see. $28.16.6. $27.83.9. $27.94.9. $28.02.9. Wow. So, the twice-fired Hornady gave us a 5-shot average of 2,800.9 feet per second, with an extreme spread of 32.7 and a standard deviation of 11.0. From here, it looks like that group really opened up. What I can't tell from here is if it's just shadow that's messing with me. But there's one way to tell. Yeah, I'm going to get my steps in. So I'll bring y'all back in a second. Yeah, we're going to have to give it a minute. 4350 seems to be running a little bit hotter than Varget does. So I put the barrel chiller on. Chamber's already cool. Barrel will be cool in another minute or two. So hopefully y'all can hear me over the barrel cooler. Okay, yeah, the barrel cooler did its job pretty quick. Decided I'm going to modify the barrel cooler a little bit, I think. I just got to figure out how I'm going to do it. My thought process is I'm going to take one piece of my 6 Creedmoor brass to have a cooler for this, or a cooler adapter for this rifle. Probably a short stub of copper tubing, or maybe I'll get a small barb fitting, drill and tap the head, put that barb fitting in, or solder in a barb fitting, so that the case seals in the chamber and I don't get any blowback. That's what I'm thinking I might try to do. I think that'll help speed the cooling process, because nice and cool here, nice and cool here, and it's probably just about 100 degrees right here. And I say that because it's just slightly warmer than my hand. Okay, last group. This is the same 38.2 grains of H4350, the same 109 grain burgers, The same primer. Everything has been the same for these three 4350 groups. The only thing that's different, that's changed, is the case. So we shot many times fired alpha brass for the first 4350 group, twice fired Hornady for the second 4350 group, and now we're going to shoot some brand new Hornady for the 4350. A lot of yakking. Okay, ears are in, eyes are on, target camera's running. Chronograph is reset. And we're going to shoot this last group on the right-hand dot. Oh, and by the way, yes, I did walk down. I did take a look at the first Hornady brass group. It's an okay group, not as good as the alpha brass group, and it was definitely running slower than the alpha brass group. Okay, this is brand new Hornady brass. $2788.8. I'm going to have to check the water weight capacity between the Hornady brass and the alpha brass. And I don't even see that first hit down there. We'll have to wait till they stack up. If they stack up. $2807.3. And I see that one, and that looks like a big hole, so maybe I put two together. Yeah, it's about time for a trip to the eye doctor, I think. I need to see if I can get a new prescription. $2786.2, and see if Oakley can cut me a set of new lenses. Yeah, that's not working too good, it doesn't look like. $2787.9. That looks like it's shooting a humongous group. Caught myself holding my breath. Caught myself holding my breath because apparently I put the safety on that last catch. trigger was not pulling. $28.12.7. New Hornady brass gave us a 5-shot average of 2796.6, extreme spread of 26.5, standard deviation of 11.1. So the new Hornady brass and the old Hornady brass, or twice fired Hornady brass, are shooting within 4 feet per second of one another. The new Hornady brass doesn't look like it shot that well at all. The twice fired Hornady brass shot okay, but not near as good as the 4 times loaded Alpha brass. Oh well. Okay, let me hoof it on down and go catch that, grab that target. We'll come back and measure it up. I'll probably take y'all with me, but we're not gonna walk and talk. We're just gonna go head on down there. Yep, still running. Okay. That's our cold group. I was set for, I had like 2.5 mils up on it, and then I had 1/2 mil left for wind. That's why we were hitting here. Now, that's where, so I had 2.5 mils up on the scope, and I caught that before we started shooting, so I dialed it down to 0. Missed the fact that I was 1/2 mil left for wind, but that's okay. It kept me from wiping out my aim point. So I brought my windage back to 0, moved it up 1/2 mil, or 4/10, and that was the Alpha brass with the 4350. Then we came here with the twice fired Hornady brass and 4350. Got at least 2 rounds touching, maybe 3, barely. And then we went to the new brass. Yeah. Between the Alpha brass and here, we lost 40 feet per second. And the only difference was the brass. Let's go back and measure that up. These are looking like they're going to be that's probably going to be just under a 0.5. That's probably going to be a 0.4. That's going to be a 0.7, and that's going to be over 1 inch. All righty, so 6 Creed with 109 grain burgers. Original load that I've been shooting in match, 35.3 grains of Varget. Gave me a .442 inch 5-shot group. That's 5 shots touching. Average 2833.8 FPS with a standard deviation of 5.7. This morning, shooting the same many times fired Alpha brass with 38.2 grains of H4350. Gave me a .324 inch group at 2840.8 feet per second with a standard deviation of 6.5. Moving on to the twice fired Hornady brass, same 38.2 grains H4350. Gave me a .610 inch group. Velocity went way down to 2800.6 FPS with an 11.0 standard deviation. And then the brand new Hornady brass, so basically I'm fire forming those 5 pieces, gave me exactly a 1 inch group. Actually it's 1.004, but it's a 1 inch group. And it was at 2796.6, so exactly 4 feet slower than the twice fired Hornady brass, and gave us a standard deviation of 11.1. So maybe I'll just use the Hornady brass for practice, see if it starts to even out a little bit. Interesting. Got great groups with the Alpha brass, got okay groups with the Hornady brass. And again, I'm going to have to take a look at the water case, or the case water capacity, to see if that could be a reason why there's 40 foot per second difference between the Alpha brass and the Hornady brass. Alrighty, y'all. Well, there we have it. slightly different format. Let's see how that shakes out, because we shot 4 5-round groups. And the 5-round groups usually make it quite a longer video, so I cut out a lot of walking and talking, because I do like to share what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling as I'm shooting. But maybe I should start keeping that to myself and just shoot. We'll see. The Varget load shot nice smoking 5-shot group, 5 rounds touching at a .4. The H-4350 shot an even better group at .3. The Hornady brass, I got to think about that. I'm going to have to check that water weight and see if it's got more capacity. I could see the internals of the case having more capacity. So if I throw the same charge in that case, there's more free space inside the case, which would effectively lower the pressure of pushing the bullet, which could slow it down. So that could be a possibility. Could be, I was going to say neck tension, but I would expect the fired Hornady brass to have the same neck tension because it'd been run through a mandrel, whilst the new Hornady brass was processed straight out of the box. Don't know. But what I do know is now after this test, we are just shy of 700 rounds. So the next time we see this rifle, we're going to be getting up close and personal and scoping it and seeing how things are looking. I will probably spend the time and clean the bore first. So we just get in, see how the bore looks cleaned. I'm trying to keep the gun clean about every 100 rounds so that when I go shoot a match with it, it's always got about the same amount of fouling. That way there my velocity should be staying fairly consistent match to match. Okay, a lot of blah, blah, blah. As always, I really do appreciate y'all hanging with me. Please check out the affiliates linked in the pinned description below. We've got, on top of the ones we've had, which were Sunway Photo, Track Optics, Anarchy Outdoors, and Matt Hat Jerky, we now have Uinta Precision, and we also have Rise Armament and their triggers. And I've requested, and we'll see if I get one, but I requested one of their Remington 700 and 700 clone triggers. And I don't know if I want to put it in this rifle, which has a Trigger Tech in it, or if I want to put it in my 308, which has a Timony. So I can compare. This Trigger Tech can dial down to, I believe, just under a pound. The Rise can dial down to under a pound. The Timony can't. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do there. But, hey, check them out. I really do appreciate y'all hanging with me. As always, Halfmilesniper reminding y'all, stay strapped or get clapped. Carry everywhere you can. Get a CCW if you need one. You are your own protection. Nobody's coming. Remember how the saying goes, something about when seconds matter, the police are minutes away? Yeah. Everybody stay safe. So, take care of yourself, take care of your family, stay safe. So, on that, we're going to close, and I'm going to remind y'all, once again, thanks for watching. Y'all stay safe, keep shooting. We'll catch you next time.
Send it. Hit.